All right, in Las Vegas, Merry Christmas. I'm here to talk just a little bit of Seahawks on this day because I'm thankful for the win yesterday, and I have some free time on Christmas Day. You could see it. I'm with my family out here in Las Vegas. Oh, my thing's on face tracking, but there's Vegas in the background. Um, as I'm watching the Las Vegas Raiders versus Chiefs, not in Vegas though. Otherwise, I probably would have went to the game. The Seahawks win, and they are now 8-7 on the season. 2 games left. They are favorites against Pittsburgh. They're going to be favorites against the Cardinals. And this season that felt almost like it was reeling away, going downhill, had no opportunity to be, a season where we could see positives out of. I mean, there was some point where if we lost to the Eagles and we lost this week, we would have been looking at a team that's, sitting at like 6-9. And been really disappointed after 6-4 start, I think it was, or a 6-3 start, because it would have been 5 or 6 losses in a row. Instead, somehow we have this amazing turnaround where we end up being a game over 500 after winning 2 straight games with game-winning drives. Drew Lock and Geno Smith both had those game-winning drives. So it didn't matter who the quarterback was. It didn't change anything. They kind of did the same thing, right? They played average games, I would say, as a team. I'm not talking about the quarterbacks only. As a team, we kind of played an average game all the way through against the Eagles. The defense did its job, though, holding teams to less points, and the offense stepped up and made the magic happen, I guess, at the end of the game when it mattered most. And they scored. And they did that last week, and they did that this week against the Titans. And there was a lot of parts of the game today where I thought, this is not looking good, right? When Derrick Henry scored with whatever it was, 4 minutes left in the game. They got yards off an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty by the Seahawks. And there was kind of little things there where you're like, damn, this team is allowing themselves to have mistakes that might be a big cause of us losing, right? DJ Dallas had an unsportsmanlike conduct. We had another one, like I said, on the Derrick Henry touchdown right before it. So there's a lot of things where I was saying, damn, this is like not how you want to start our Christmas, right? With a tough loss, but with a lot of mistakes. And instead, Geno Smith did exactly what Drew Lock did the week before and drove down and won the game for the Seahawks. So there was a lot of like exciting parts of the situation here because, like I said, you could have either had a collapse on the season 2 weeks ago. It could have been an awful collapse. Or you have a situation where now it's a good rebirth of the Seahawks, right? Where, oh, wow, we might be able to win the next 2 games against the Steelers and Cardinals and be at 10 and what would it be? 10-8? No, there's 17 games. 10-7. We'd be at 10-7. So having that chance is a really big difference in where we were a couple weeks ago, and it's all a testament to the Seahawks team. Obviously, the personalities all stepping up when they need to step up. You have guys like Leonard Williams, who was traded midseason, who's really showing up as a really good talent, a guy that we hope to re-sign because he just looks phenomenal and makes the defense look better. You're doing this without, Jamal Adams. No matter what we think about Jamal Adams, I know a lot of people are probably out on him. They don't even want him back because Julian loves playing better than Jamal Adams. But he's a guy that you paid a lot of money, and he's not even out there. Devin Witherspoon's been missing games because of injuries. Tariq Woolen has not been the same Tariq Woolen that he was last year. But somehow the Seahawks defense just is getting better because a guy like Leonard Williams causing pressure. Boye Mafe has been playing well. Julian Love's been playing really good. And everybody's stepping up. Artie Burns, I think, had the highest rated PFF grade for a Seahawk this week at corner. And so everybody's just playing better football than they were before. Even if they're not playing up to their standard, the team as a whole is playing better defensively. And then on the offensive line, we're seeing, a lot better protection. It made a big difference once you had a guy like Abe Lucas come back. Now you have your offensive line with Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas and Damian Lewis, and everybody's a little bit more healthy, and you've seen the difference. A lot of people said, wait till the Cowboys game where you start getting Abe Lucas back, and the offense has been better since then, and a lot of it has to do with having probably your best offensive lineman back. So overall, the Seahawks are just finding ways to get better week to week, and a season that could have been a collapse, like I said 2 weeks ago, when you lost to the Cowboys, saying, dang, if they lose to the Eagles who knows what's going to happen moving forward. Instead, they turned it around, 2 wins, everybody's stepping up, everyone's playing good, and now we have an opportunity to potentially win 9 or 10 games in the last playoff spot. We have the last playoff spot solely to us now at the 7 seed. You have the 8-7 Rams and the 8-7 Seahawks. Right, we still have Minnesota, Green Bay, New Orleans, I think Atlanta, all of them right behind us, with one more loss and one less win, of course, that are out of the playoffs. So we have to win games to make sure that we ensure to keep that spot. But we're at a control our own destiny thing. We're not focused on tiebreakers or focused on anything. Go win the next 2 games, and the Seahawks have a chance to grab that 7 seed, beat the team in the playoffs, and then you never know. You might go face a team like the Eagles in the first round, who we just beat. I know it'd be in Philadelphia. It might be the Cowboys, and I know it might be in Dallas, but we almost beat them in Dallas just a couple weeks ago. Outside of the 49ers, unfortunately, because I don't want them to win, but they are the best team by far. I feel like in the AFC and NFC, they're the only teams without flaws right now. Outside of the 49ers, I feel like anybody can be beat. I'm not saying we would go beat Philadelphia and Philly, or we would go beat whoever it may be, Dallas, but I'm just saying there is a possibility. If we were going to San Francisco, I'd say this is much bigger of a concern that there's no chance. So get that 7 seed. You might go play Dallas in a stadium, in a closed roof stadium, and there's no weather environments or whatever, and you have a chance to win. Air the ball out, Geno Smith. We did that last time in Dallas and almost won. Obviously, a couple kicks go our way or a couple plays go our way. We do win that game. So there's always a chance. Now, there's one thing about the offense that I wanted to bring up, and the last thing I'm going to bring up, which is get the ball to DK Metcalf more. I think we've seen it. If this guy got the targets like a Stephon Diggs or a Justin Jefferson or a Mike Evans or whoever it may be, if he got the same amount of targets, he'd be a clear top 5 receiver in the NFL. Whenever he needs to get the ball and the Seahawks actually throw him the ball, he gets shit done. I like, it's just, the dude is a beast. Every time the game's on the line and they actually start targeting DK Metcalf, he makes plays, he makes the catches. He can hurdle people, he can fight through tackles, he can do it all. I swear, if this dude just got more targets, we'd be talking about a top 5 receiver in the NFL. I'm just going to go look up his targets because I'm not quite sure what they are exactly, but let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's just go through the last couple games. Against Dallas, San Francisco, Philly, and Tennessee. He had 6 catches on 8 targets for 134 yards and 3 touchdowns against Dallas. 2 catches on 5 targets for 52 yards and a touchdown against San Francisco. 5 catches on 6 targets for 78 yards against Philly, and all of those catches on the last drive to put us in position for the Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown. And then yesterday, 4 catches on only 6 targets, 56 yards, and a touchdown. If you got those targets up to 9, 10, I'm telling you, every single game, DK Metcalf would be at 7 to 8 catches for 80 to 100 yards. He'd be a little bit more like a Mike Evans, Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs. I know our offense is not that type of offense, which I also appreciate. We don't need to just force feed a guy if he's not open. And we have Tyler Lockett and Jackson Smith and Jigba and Noah Fant, Will Dissey, Colby Parkinson, Zach Charbonnet, Kenneth Walker out of the backfield, running backs who can catch the ball and make plays. But this is not a plea to get him the ball more as targets because I don't want to force anything. But I'm just saying if he did, I think more people regard him as a top 5 receiver because this guy just makes plays every time the ball's thrown to him. 4 catches on 6 targets, 5 on 6 targets, 2 on 5 targets, 6 on 8 targets. He's never getting 10 targets like a lot of these top receivers in the NFL. And he still puts up over the last 4 weeks. I mean, shit. Over the last 4 weeks, he has 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. It's pretty damn good. He's almost at 1,000 yards this year. He's at 998. So we're about to get a 1,000-yard season from DK Metcalf, which would be his 3rd one of his career already in 5 years. So he's only fallen. He's been at, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight 900+ yard seasons with 10, 12, 8, 6, and 7 touchdowns. The man's him. If you want to support us, go to @Seattle on Tap on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, wherever. That's our podcast page. I'll link it in the description. Go support. We have a $100 giveaway going right now. So check that out. I love y'all. Peace.